Hey, welcome to another walk around video with the Jeep guy. Today we're going to do a walk around on our 1984 Postal Scrambler. These are pretty unique and cool. Only 230 of these were ordered by the United States Postal Service. They're very similar to the Overlander that was shipped to South America and Australia, but they are definitely unique. Every one of them went to Alaska. There's not a whole lot of them left, and this is a really good example of one. Anyway, we'll kind of go around, show you kind of details on this one. They had steel rims. These were very bare bones. On these, they all had the Jeep mud flaps on them to keep the snow and salt and all that off the Jeep as much as possible. They had undercoating put on the whole underside on the frame here. You can actually still see some of it right here, this flaking stuff right there. It's this kind of thick undercoating they did on all of it. It's pretty cool to be able to still see that. One of the differences between the Postal Scrambler and the Overlander is the Overlander had big windows right here. And on the Postal Scrambler, they deleted the windows because they wanted insulation to keep it as warm as possible, because this was meant for one of the coldest places. So in the back here, you got a barn door versus the CJ normally has a tailgate and a lift gate here, but you got the big barn door on the back. So we put a back seat in here. There normally would not have been a back seat. There'd be a netting that went on the roll bar to keep packages from coming up there. And then it was insulation about 4 or 5 inches thick all the way around. It had a headliner up front as well, but I've got that out right now and getting that redone. But we've got kind of old mail bag there and some postal stuff we keep with it. It's pretty fun. We picked this one up in California. It was being restored down there and then wasn't done. So I've been finishing it and working on it over the past year or two that I've had it. I got to switch out the tail lights still. Those are European tail lights. It would have had just regular CJ tail lights on there. But on this side, you would have actually had a mail tray, but we've got, again, a seat in it because we actually take this out and use it. We took this all over Death Valley, whatnot. Those are the original shifters in there. It's pretty neat. It's not very often you see those still in there as well. Right hand drive, obviously. These are one of the only ones with a check engine light as well. That's unique to the Postal Scrambler. So only CJ I know of that actually has a check engine light. It still works on this one. The top does come off in like 3 pieces. Royal pain in the to do. No, I'll never remove the top, but it can come off if you wanted it to. So under the hood, since this came out of California, they couldn't smog it, so the guy put in a motor out of a 99 Grand Cherokee. So runs pretty good. It's got like 60,000 miles on the motor or something like that. The Jeep itself has like 98,000 miles on it, but it runs pretty good. You can do 60, 70 really easily. I've had it up to I think 75, and that gets a little sketchy, but does it pretty well on here. But yeah, these are pretty dang cool, pretty rare. Not likely you'll see a whole lot of these around. So we're cruising along here on the old Pony Express Road. This was used from 1858 to 1868. It's only fitting we take a rural Postal Scrambler on it to go explore it. But the Pony Express was started when they were trying to get the mail across the U.S. from one end to the other before the telegram was going all the way across, and or airplane and all that. This was the quickest way they could get mail from one side of the country to the other. If I remember right, it took about a week or so to get mail from New York to California. But we've actually driven this road all the way from 5 Mile Pass area over to Nevada. It's a pretty fun road, not very difficult, just long, bumpy road, and there's a bunch of monuments along the way, and it's pretty rough, a lot of washout. But anyway, a lot of old mining stuff, and it's really fun drive. Now, in 1984, the U.S. Postal Service put an order in for these because they needed something that was four-wheel drive, could carry a lot of cargo, get out to all the rural areas. And the DJ5 and the older Jeeps that they were using back then were two-wheel drive and just didn't have the cargo space. And if they used a regular CJ7 that did have four-wheel drive, they, again, just didn't have that much space in them. So these were a really good solution. These were in service for a really long time. So usually when you find them, they're completely rusted out and just worn down. And this one was saved and was in pretty good shape overall. So, but yeah, I love driving this thing, and it's pretty fun, but gotta go make some more deliveries. So please like and subscribe and watch our other videos, and we'll catch you next time.